All right, this Fox News alert to Hunter Biden raising eyebrows in this shocking, new, wide-ranging interview. He also tears into the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. He says, quote, people are really upset about illegal immigration. Blank you. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you have food on your effing table? Who do you think washes your dishes? Let's bring in Fox News contributor and the host of the Hugh Hewitt Show on Fox News Radio, Hugh Hewitt. Hugh, I want to get first your reaction to what we've heard so far. Just doing some digging on Andrew Callahan. This was a 3+ hour long interview. This particular YouTube channel, Channel 5, very popular. It's got over 3.15 million subscribers. We're hearing they met briefly before they sat down for this interview, so perhaps there was some level of trust, but it's wide-ranging. And he defends illegal immigration in that way. What is your response to what you just heard there?
That Hunter Biden doesn't know much about illegal immigration. Hi, Sandra. Just quick note, I'm on the Salem network, not the Fox network. I am a Fox contributor, however, and proud to be one. I believe the problem is that Hunter Biden doesn't know much about anything other than his old life and how he used to get alcohol and drugs. And about that, he is an authority. He ought not to have been advising his president, his father as president. He ought not to have been involved in anything to do with the White House. He's a convicted felon, and he does not know anything about illegal immigration. He is correct that many illegal immigrants work very hard. Doesn't mean they should stay in the country. That's a long and extended debate about that. I did read some other excerpts in this long interview. I'm not going to watch 3 hours of, I hope, a recovering addict and alcoholic tell me what he thinks ought to be happening in the country. But he clearly doesn't know anything about immigration. He is clearly desperate for attention. And here's my theory, Sandra. No one else in the family can make money now. The pipeline's been cut off, both for Uncle James and for every other Biden that was riding the train. Hunter is trying to become something so he can go out and get speaking gigs. But he's not that interesting, because he was mostly stoned or drunk or on drugs for most of his adult life, doing horrible things. So I'm just going to put it in that basket of the people who have been discredited, who ought never to be listened to about anything. In his comments about immigration, he might as well be talking about going to Mars. He might as well be talking about deep sea exploration. He doesn't know anything.
Well, he seems to know why Joe Biden dropped out of the race. He said he did the most selfless thing I had known of any politician in the history of this effing country. He stepped aside to save the party, says his son. On Kamala Harris running for president, he says, and in that void filled the only person that he would ever endorse out of the gate, because he chose her as vice president. There's no choice in that. And by the way, I love Kamala Harris. I think that she would have made an incredible president. Your reaction to both of those bits of the interview?
Well, there have been 3 exhaustive books on what happened when President Biden stepped aside. The first was by John Allen and Amy Parnes, called Fight. The second was by Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson, called Original Sin. And the most recent by Josh Dawsey and 2 other colleagues, called 2024. It's detailed every day from June 27th, the night of his disastrous debate, to his announcement that he was stepping out. It actually was inevitable that he had to go, because Nancy Pelosi stabbed him in the back and Chuck Schumer stabbed him in the front. And every Democrat was going to call on him to get out. All the money ran out, because the entire Democratic campaign, and many people knew this for 9 months and longer, realized he could not win, and indeed he would drag down even more Democrats than went down with Kamala Harris. So again, Hunter Biden is wrong. Hunter Biden doesn't know anything. And he's a son defending his father, and that's all expected and honorable. But he doesn't know anything, and I would not listen to him about anything, because he is, of course, a discredited witness. He's also a felon.
Hugh, I also want to get your reaction to the DNI sending this criminal referral, as we've been reporting at the top of the hour, to the DOJ over this 2016 plot. This is DNI's Gabbard explaining those documents that she now has and what they show about Obama officials during that time. Listen here.
We had a sitting president of the United States and his cabinet and leadership team, quite frankly, who were not happy with the fact that President Trump had won the election. And so they decided that they would do everything possible to try to undermine his ability to do what voters tasked President Trump to do.
It's really interesting. Matt Taibbi then takes this on, obviously an investigative journalist, asked why there wasn't more urgency on this during Trump's first term as we are now hearing during his second term. And he said this, Hugh.
A former high-ranking Trump official said there was, quote, so much corruption in the last Trump presidency that this shouldn't have been overlooked, that these documents should have come out. Absolutely. But the overall sense I get is that everyone's happy that they finally are coming out.
So she's releasing 100 pages of these documents that would reveal that the Obama administration, Hugh, had quietly concluded that Russia never impacted the 2016 elections vote totals via these cyber attacks. What are you thinking about where this goes?
Apples and oranges. On the one hand, we know that Russia definitely tried to disrupt our election. They weren't necessarily pro-Trump or pro-Clinton. They were trying to sow discord, and that's been agreed to by everyone. As your lead-in noted, Secretary Rubio was then Senate Chair of Intel, who said, yes, they're definitely screwing around our election. The question, did anyone help them, in which case there would be criminal charges? John Durham was a special counsel. He investigated for years. He could find nothing. Maybe he didn't have these documents, but I want to caution people against using the word treason. Treason's got a very specific definition in the Constitution, Article 3, Section 3. That's not this. There might be some 18 U.S.C. 1001 false statement acts coming in here where you could charge people with it. But the statute of limitations is running out on all that stuff. Russia was a hoax. It hurt Donald Trump badly. It was, I think, perpetrated by John Brennan, James Comey, and Jim Clapper. I think they knew what they were doing. But I don't know that these new documents are going to do anything other than shock people who are already shocked by the behavior of the IC at that time. But I don't think it's going to prove treason, but they are in the right hand, DOJ. And I hope, if anyone's got questions, that they just name another special counsel or bring back Special Counsel Durham and have him go about doing what he did. He already knows the backstory. Give him the 100 pages that Director Gabbard found and said, does this change your idea? He could not get any convictions of significance the first time around. These documents might change his mind. I doubt it very much.
We'll see if the special counsel is the case as this goes on. Hugh, thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.
All right.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.